Alright, hey guys, gonna tell yet another story. This is just from a guy, two other guys and or girls. I know how creepy fucking dudes can be. Guys can be pretty weird on both sides of the sexuality spectrum, I guess. I realize this because I'm like way too nice to gay dudes, I guess. Not that I would be mean to them in any way, but like I've realized that, like, I don't know. Alright, I get weird. I don't get weird. Stop being weird. I realized for me to talk to a girl, what I have to do is, if I meet her at a bar, I have to like buy her a drink, like play music on the jukebox, do cute, fun stuff, like, you know, like just be nice to this girl, right? But what happened, like, I just realized I'm too nice of a person because, like, gay guys try to buy me stuff all the time. Like, it happens at the bars all the time. I can't help it. It is what it is. But it's like, I'm always too nice. Like, they'll buy me a drink. I'll be like, oh, thanks. But I'm not gay, though. Like, but I don't want to say I'm not gay, because then, like, what if they're not hitting on you? Then you're awkward. You're like, they're like, well, I'm just buying you a drink. And you're like, all right, well, I get that. But like, so this is where I realized guys can be kind of creepy, is where this one dude was hitting on. He's like your typical, like, gay dude. He's like 6'8", black, with a beard. He always wears overalls. You know how gay guys are. And he would always call me muscles and all that stuff, and he would always try to like buy me drinks and like talk to me and stuff, and I would be like, oh yeah, but I'm not gay, like, you know, I'm not gay, ha 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 ha. And so that would always happen. I always tell him, like, I'm not gay, like, sorry, like, that it is what it is. And then he started doing like typical like guy stuff, I guess, that you would do. Like, he started like liking stuff that I would like on Facebook. Like, if I like something, I would see his name pop up, even though I don't think I've ever seen him be friends with that person. It's weird stuff, like weird stuff like that. He even started like liking things that I was doing. So at the time, I was playing semi-pro football, and they were called the Hudson Valley Bears. He invites me to like a fan page of the Hudson Valley Bears. I'm like, Jesus, this guy is really trying. And so like I joined the page or whatever, it is what it is, and then still going out to the bars, seeing him every once in a while, and he's just like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, oh, nice, what's up, dog, how you doing? And then buying me drinks, and I'm like, dude, I'm not, you know, I'm not gay. Like, I'm not gay, dog. Like, don't want to be offensive, but then guys don't get hints sometimes, especially when you're like, no, and trust me, I know. All right, but so I like that's all it ever was just like, no, I'm not gay, so sorry. And then one day, just literally, I think it's like 1 PM, and I just get this like paragraph long message on my Facebook that's like, when are you gonna let me like suck your dick? Like, I just want to do that. Like, can I please suck your dick? Like, all this stuff. And I just didn't answer. I never answered it. To this day, I've never answered it. But I see he also posted, I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, like I told you I wasn't gay. But then I see in this page, the Hudson Valley Bears, that he posted, and I don't know if you guys know this, but a name, so for like gay guys, a big, like hairy dude is like that is a bear, is what they call it. So he didn't invite me to like the Hudson Valley Bears, which I understand they should definitely rebrand their name now, but he invites me to this page, Hudson Valley Bears, and I think it's for football, and he's just being a creepy dude. It turns out that it was an entire gay Bears community that I had agreed to, so I was in this thing for like a year. So I see this guy at the bar, and he knows I joined this big gay Bears group, and every time I'm like, not gay, you're not gonna get me, you can't get me. So I just been leading this guy on for a year, playing ultra hard to get. It was awesome. Oh my God. So it's like every time he bought me a drink, and then I'd be like, nope, not tonight. He was just like, oh, I'm gonna get him someday. But yeah, we've been dating for about 2 years now. It's pretty, no, I'm just kidding. But this does happen a lot. That's my Hudson Valley Bear story. It's a true one. But another one, there's this other kid that had offered to give me a blowjob once. He at the time had been destroying people on Facebook, I remember, and this was like right out of like maybe like college time, and I had seen this stuff where like I think he was trying to hit on like dudes, and then the dudes would be like, get away from me, and then they would call him names and stuff like that. They'd be like, stop fucking messaging me, all this stuff. And then this dude would post these conversations onto Facebook, and it could have just been like, he probably didn't even start some of it, but he would post all this like gay shaming stuff to Facebook, and people would just get obliterated. Like they were like just like basically like canceling people back like 10 years ago, and like for saying stuff. So this guy like starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, like, and that's where I'm like way too nice. He's just like, oh, like, what's up? And I'm like, hey man, what's up? Never really talked before that anyway, but just like the normal casual stuff, like when a girl talks to you that you don't really want to talk to, or when a guy talks to you that you don't really want to talk to, and then they're just asking you questions like, oh, do you have a girlfriend? Like, do you have a boyfriend? Like all this stuff. So he's just talking to me. He's like, you have a girlfriend? I'm like, no. He's just like, oh, well, what do you do to get like your dick sucked or whatever? And then I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, nothing. I'm good. Honestly, it's not like I'm running out there like need blowjobs, guys. And he's like, oh, so you're telling me if I tried to give you a blowjob, then you wouldn't want that? I was like, no, not really. He's like, oh my God, guys, any guy wants a blowjob. And I'm like, no, I really don't even like blowjobs that much anyway. Which, side note, if you tell a girl that you don't like blowjobs, she gets pissed for some reason. And then, like, this is one of the funny things. Whenever I've told a girl that I don't like blowjobs that much, she's like, what, are you gay? And I'm like, no, because they do it too. Like, they obviously do it too. Like, why would they not like it? That's weird. But yeah, all right, back to it. So yeah, he's like asking all this stuff, a girlfriend, like, would you give blowjob and stuff? And he's like, well, you're out here, like, you're telling me that if we were to like meet up right now, you wouldn't let me give you a blowjob? I'm like, no. He's like, everybody loves blowjobs. And then I'm like, yeah, but it's not like I'm fucking hanging out with my dog and putting peanut butter all over my dick. Like, I'm not doing that. It was the best clapback I've ever had at that time in my life, so I was pretty fired up. I know it's not really a clapback. I don't even know what a clapback is, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's a comeback. But that's it. Those are my two being too nice to gay guys sometimes stories. Sorry. Thanks, guys.